I think this album is representative of where the Stills are now, in that it's kind of it's. I think our most focused band, like our band, is really congealed as a tight unit on this one, and I think a lot of the feelings that are put forth in Oceans Will Rise are, you know, ones of sort of confidence, even like anger, aggression, you know, plowing through things. Even though we tried to make it a little bit like new agey on purpose, you know. A lot of people are going to make their own ideas about where the new record sits with our other ones, but I think we were basically just trying to, you know, create our world, what was going on in our minds, and, you know, what we were feeling and what we were seeing in the world, and that's simply it, you know, and that's how this record came out. And it's a sum of all of our previous work and influences. Obviously, you can't fully cut yourself off from your past, you know what I mean? But with that said, I think it goes to a new place for sure, you know. For us as a band and as people, it's very hard for us to sit still. We're kind of fidgety-minded, and you know, we get, you know, I think a lot of people can get, you know, kind of bored with themselves easily, you know. So we really want to challenge ourselves from record to record, you know, even if it's a little bit painful sometimes to find the way or to figure it out. But we just want to always do different things, you know, to keep ourselves happy and sort of vital, you know. Early on in New York, we were doing our own thing, you know, and there was a lot of people and artists and bands that we met, and I think that you know, it's just the early days of a band, like any band, you know. Your eyes are wide, and you're trying to take in as much as you can and learn as much as you can, and you know, refine what you're doing, you know. So I think every band kind of goes through the same thing, no matter where they are. We were probably going through a very similar experience to most bands early on, you know. I'm sure it would have. If we'd stayed in Montreal, I'm sure it would have been different. But, you know, counterfactual history is what it is, you know. And, you know, if the English had not won the Second World War, what would it have been? I don't know. Our changes in direction have always been to please ourselves, because we're a little bit, like I said, we get bored of ourselves, and, you know, we're self-centered, and you know, we have to feed the fire of egotism, you know, by following whatever we want to do at you know, at the moment of album making, you know, and writing songs, you know. So all our albums is just a reflection of us sort of winding our way as we want to, you know. Yeah, I think there's definitely a theme to our new record running through it. It's not conscious, you know. The songs are just a reflection of, like I said, the world we see around us and the relationships that we have with people. And I mean, I think there's a lot of themes and ideas of, you know, guilt and letting go of things and overcoming, you know, ideas of oneself. And I think also we were really intent on creating a world and populating it with people from our imagination. And a lot of people think it's sort of an eco-disaster record, but it's really not, you know. It's just us sort of creating a geography and, like, sort of, you know, making a world that it's our happy place, you know. We knew what the album cover was going to be because our friend Gordon from Surface to Air had shown it to us. He's like, "This is going to be it, boys." And we're like, "Oh, we need to put, you know, we need to put it with a great title, you know." And me and Oliver were, our bass player, were out. We were in southern Mexico in Chiapas, and our friends had told us about this beach that we could go to that was really sort of remote, and we went there, and there's these turtles that go to this island that you have to walk out to at low tide, and you can collect like shells from the ones that have died there. So me and Oliver went there to collect them, but when we went to go back, all the tides had come in, you know, and covered up all this stuff, this ground that we thought we could walk. So we had to stay there until about like 5:30, 6 in the morning until the tides went back out, and we were just sitting there kind of smoking cigarettes and like, what do we call our album? You know, and put the present situation to use, and there you go. Every song has a different theme and story to it, you know. Oceans Will Rise it doesn't necessarily relate to every single song, you know, but I think that, you know, it's an element, right? Water, and the fundamental force of oceans rising is sort of a powerful movement, you know. So I think it sort of goes with our overall feeling, you know, that rising kind of sloshing of water. That's what it's about. Signing with Arts and Crafts has really been amazing so far. It's a family to us, you know. Everyone there is really amazing about encouraging you to do things the way you want to do them, you know, and you have so much freedom, and yeah, it's a big family, you know. So I think it just gives us more incentive to go off and, you know, change. Being picked by Paul McCartney to play that show was really an honor and an amazing, you know, a great thing to be asked, and I think we really felt blown away by it, and the week leading up to the show was kind of like, what's happening, you know? And the day of that show was really an amazing day, you know, and surreal. Meeting him was very weird, but you know, really positive, cool experience. He's a really nice guy, you know, just a cool cat, man, you know. And then we played a show in front of the largest crowd we've ever played to. It's probably like as much people as we've ever played to put together, and then it was over, and it was kind of like, can we do that again? You know, it was a great, amazing experience. The thing is that in Quebec we're not very well known. I think a lot of Quebecers are more familiar with Francophone artists, and for us, we have some success in Montreal, definitely, you know, like certainly in the, you know, rock and roll indie world there, and throughout, you know, those pockets in North America and elsewhere. But in Quebec, they don't really know us, so being able to play for all these people who we would not normally have an opportunity to play for was, you know, an amazing thing too, a treat. The Beatles definitely played a big part in our musical upbringing, you know. And I think for a lot of bands, you know, growing up, it's hard not to kind of fall in love with them, you know, and their enthusiasm and their, for, you know, just crafting crazy songs and being totally passionate about things, you know, and executing it so well, you know. And I think it's a great model to strive for, you know, to be that free and open and ever-changing and universal, you know. It's kind of cool to be like, he's heard of our band. Paul McCartney has heard of the Stills. He knows us, you know, and this is confirmation. So no, it's really an honor, like I said, you know, to be picked by him. It's like Bob Dylan being like, hey, you guys want to come on tour with me? You'd be like, you know, it'd be an intense honor for someone that you look up to that level to ask you to join them, you know. I think the way that Paul McCartney came to hear our music is that we've had some success in England, and he might have, you know, heard of us through his agency over there, and also his manager manages a Montreal band, and you know, they were looking for someone close to Quebec City, so you know, he was probably like, and also his old guitar player, Jason Faulkner, who played on a couple of albums ago, Paul McCartney's record, we're buddies with him, so there's a few links, you know, on the map. A few pinpricks on the map to how he knows us. Being here is about, it's about a time we spent in the southern states with some friends, you know, drinking corn squeezins, moonshine, having gumbo, chasing rattlesnakes through the Oklahoma desert, and, you know, incantations of, you know, spirits and this and that, and being a little bit, you know, bad tripping, if I can say that, and having everything you want, but not feeling at home or in the right place. That was an idea that our friends who directed the video came up with and submitted to us, and we liked it, so we went with it. We all have removable heads, and it was just nice for Sam to have them all in one place, you know. And I just popped my head back on, and I was able to go out and find the rest of the guys, and you know, it's great that we're all back and fully intact. We were just discussing a few hours ago what our next single should be, and we're kind of not sure which one to go with, you know. We have a lot in mind, but we don't know, so we'll let...
Do you think Snow in California will be one?
Snow in California could be a single. Then again, Don't Talk Down could be a single. We're not sure. Snow in California is a song that I wrote after watching this TV show called Carnival that I was really into, and you know, a lot of the imagery was sort of evoked by that show and tequila, and it's just sort of a recreation in my own way of that world. And you know, again, everyone thinks it's about looming ecological disaster and stuff like that, but it's just sort of a, you know, my take on that world. Don't Talk Down is about, it has a lot to do with us not caring anymore about what outside forces, you know, have to say to influence us, you know. We've been, like a lot of bands, through the proverbial ringer, and it's kind of like, you know, don't talk down to us anymore. It's not going to make a difference, you know. I guess you could say that, you know. It's just sort of a good way to start off an album with the punch, you know, and F off, kind of, you know.